July 25th, the year 2020. As I opened my Instagram, I saw a video that would change my life forever. Today, I'm gonna tell the story of my conversion. I've always been Catholic and I'm born in a Catholic family, but in 2020, as the pandemic came and COVID came, I left a lot of things and practices of the Catholic Church, such as going to Mass on Sundays and caring about the commandments. In the time, I acquired two very grave sins, two mortal sins, which were mainly masturbation and pornography. And that was very bad for my soul and very bad for me. And I was kind of addicted to it. And I knew it was bad. So in that day, July 25th, as I opened my Instagram, I believe that God sent me a video through it. And it was a homily of a priest. And the priest was telling that if you keep doing these things, and he was talking about masturbation maybe, and if you keep doing these things, you are going to hell. And I was like shocked. I believed in what he was saying, and I said to myself, I have to be free of it, because I was not free of it. I have to leave these things, and I have to have a new and better life. So I tried to get out of things, but I felt that I couldn't. I was trying to get out of it by my own strength, and well, that's impossible. I tried it for like months, until God helped me by one very powerful way, and it is confession. So by the time that I was trying to make me free of these things, I started to see a lot of videos of that priest, and he was always like recommending people to go to confession, because then we would be forgiven and our soul would be clean, and if we died we would go to heaven. And I was like, oh, I need that thing. So I went to confession, and I started to go to confession like very often, something like twice a month. And then the good thing is God set me free of that thing, of those two mortal sins. And in that time, Jesus bet my addiction through confession. And after I discovered so much more things, prayer, the Eucharist, and a lot of other things that are so important to live a life that Jesus really wants us to live. St. Thomas Aquinas says that to lose one's chastity is to lose everything, for it's the root of all virtues. So how to live this so difficult and so important virtue? What I want to give you are three ways that are helping me a lot, and that I think that can help everyone else. First thing, confession, and frequently confession. So go to confession like every month if you can, and if you can, twice a month or whenever you need. Second thing, the Eucharist. Receive the Eucharist as often as you can, and with the most devotion possible for you. And the third thing is Mary devotion, and especially the devotion to the Holy Rosary. St. Pius X say that the Rosary is the most beautiful and the most rich in graces of all prayers. And this prayer, called Rosary, will help us to live a life of chastity, to live a life of holiness, and to attain, by the mercy of God, to attain heaven, which is the final and ultimate goal of our lives. When I was in those two sins, I was lost. I was going to hell. Those are mortal sins. Mortal sins expel God from our souls and consequently lead us to hell. But by the mercy of God, God showed me that it doesn't has to be like this. It can be different, and can and should be better. So living chastity is very important, and that's my final point. Because first, it's necessary to holiness. Second, it brings you a different and unique joy that impurity just takes out of you. And third, when you try to fight against it, you will see you can't. It's just impossible. Jesus says, for human beings, this is impossible. Like when he says about going to heaven. But for God, all things are possible. So when we try to live this virtue, we will see God's strength just taking us to live it. And that's very beautiful. That's my message. I wish I've been better, but that's what I have to say you. Thank you. See you.